Gerard Lyons is a leading economist and senior independent director at the Bank of China in the UK. Gerard, thanks so much for joining us. Do you expect big economic change under Andy Burnham?
Yes, there will be significant economic change. Although the details yet to materialise, his initial speeches, which admittedly are very political in nature, suggest a significant shift. It would be in two different ways. One, in terms of more government intervention, regulation and state activism. And then in another respect, which is the concern of the markets, it's likely to include increased government spending, and that might lead to higher taxes and more borrowing. So it will be far more interventionist and also likely to have some fiscal consequences as well.
You know, on Thursday, the IMF actually warned Andy Burnham, essentially saying, please don't spend any more money, focus on reducing debt. How significant is that? Do you think he'll listen?
Well, it's an important message. Now, the timing of the IMF's report was coincidental. Each year they provide what's called an Article 4 on each major economy, and the timing of it happened to just be this week. But it really reinforces the pressure that Andy Burnham, the new Prime Minister, will be under. He's facing really two competing pressure. One is from his own supporters, his own MPs, who not only want more devolution but increased government spending. And against that is very much the message that the IMF is conveying, which is that already UK public spending is high, UK debt and borrowing are high, and the financial markets, particularly the bond markets, are concerned. So I think the new Prime Minister will have to take this into account, and that might be seen in terms of who he appoints as his Chancellor, his new Finance Minister.
And that will sure be revealed next week. The UK government this week nationalised British Steel away from its Chinese owners, Jingye. That move has, on Friday, been sharply criticised by Beijing. They're saying it's going to undermine the confidence of Chinese companies and investors. Do you think this could create a problem for how the world sees the UK in terms of its economic policy?
Well, in terms of UK-China, the bilateral relationship has certainly improved over the last year in terms of the economic and financial dialogue and the trade cooperation. So this, I think, will be a setback, but I don't think it will fundamentally change that relationship. But coming back to your question, it very much highlights how not just in the UK, but globally, economic nationalism and in terms of that sort of state security priority sectors are coming more and more to the fore. So in terms of economic intervention, it might be an indication of the steps that the new Prime Minister will take. Certainly in the case of steel, it's seen as a strategic industry. It has led to that complaint from the Chinese government. But I think it's likely to be a guide to the fact that we're likely to see a far more interventionist stance from the new Labour government.
Thank you so much for your time. Gerard Lyons, a leading economist and senior independent director at the Bank of China in the UK.